Well, hi guys, welcome, and who dat? I'm Joe. Thanks for tuning in to Rosenfield 10, where I cover our beloved Bless You Boys in black and gold, the New Orleans Saints. Are you a Who Dat fan? If you're a Who Dat fan, subscribe to my channel. I love the Saints as much as you do, and today we actually have something to talk about. The schedule has been released. So here is going to be the New Orleans Saints schedule for the 2026 NFL season, and here we go. Now, I'm actually going to pull the schedule up. I doubt if any other YouTube channel is going to do this, but I do. And here's the schedule. It's actually quite easy to read. If it's an away game, it says at. If it's a home game for the Saints, the opponent's in capitalized letters. I've got the time for every game and the date for every game. And let's look at it. We open the season at the Detroit Lions, and in our second game is at the Baltimore Ravens. Then a weird anomaly happens. It's three, four, five, six of the next seven games are at home, technically. Very weird. Six out of seven. Now, there's a bye week thrown in there. But we're at home against the Las Vegas Raiders, and that's an afternoon game, the only afternoon game scheduled. The next game is at home against Atlanta, and it's a Monday night football contest. How about that? We do have a primetime slot besides the Paris game later on. The next game is a home game versus the Minnesota Vikings. Then we go on the road to the New York Giants. Now that's in October 18th. So it may be a cold weather game in New York. We come back home, sort of, for Pittsburgh. That's the game in Paris. It counts as a home game for the Saints. And then thankfully we have the bye week after that. Still technically kind of early in the season for a bye week, but I like it there after the international game. So, and then, yeah, two more home games after that. We host the Cleveland Browns, and then we host the Carolina Panthers. And then, yeah, that means the majority of the games after that are away games. Luckily, the next two are the only cold weather games at Chicago, at Cincinnati, both of them in late November. So, yeah, there's going to be some tricky cold weather there. Week 13, we're hosting the Green Bay Packers. Then we have another two games on the road at Carolina and then at Tampa Bay. We come back home to host Arizona in week 16. Our last away game is at Atlanta Falcons. And then we finish the season to be determined at home versus division rival Tampa Bay. So, first thing I always do is look at what's prime time and what's cold weather games. Yeah, we've got the Paris game in week 7 versus Pittsburgh, and that Monday night game, week 4, hosting the Atlanta Falcons. So, imagine that the entire world's going to get to see Tyler Shuck for the first time versus Atlanta. That's what it feels like to me. But yeah, a lot of cold weather games. At the New York Giants in the middle of October could be cold. And then those two games, week 11, week 12, at Chicago, at Cincinnati, both of them late in November. So there you go. I've tried to do this video as soon as I got this schedule up. So I haven't really had a chance to look at it yet, try to figure out what's going on, what I think. I mean, my initial feeling is that the Saints will win either 8 games or 9 games. We can be 8-9, we could be 9-8. That's my initial feelings. If the Saints are a really good team, then yeah, then we should win more than that. I think Vegas has us what around 7.5, so I would pick the over on 7.5. Whether we end up with a losing record or barely a winning record. And so, how do I come with that record? Well, because a lot of the teams that were bad this past year, who fit into our fourth place schedule, are actually teams that are usually pretty good and just so happen to have bad seasons last year. The Baltimore Ravens, perfect example. Nobody expects Baltimore to be bad, even though they had a bad record last year, and we get to play them. Minnesota, another thing. We're not sure who the quarterback's going to be when we play Minnesota, and that should determine a lot of whether you're going to win or lose a game. The quarterback for the other team is important. But we always have trouble with Minnesota, no matter who's the coach, no matter who's our coach or their coach. Pittsburgh, that's a game that everybody thinks we're going to win because they've been, you know, underachieving for several years now. And I'm not going to close my eyes at the chance of Pittsburgh being pretty good. And then, of course, Cincinnati had a bad record last year. And with Joe Burrow and a fully healthy offense, that can be a really hard game to win. So there you go. That's my feelings on it right now. I'm going to say, best case scenario, we outperform everybody's expectations, including my own, and we end up a 10-win team. I think 10 wins would definitely win the division for us. That's always the most important thing for me. Take care of your division first. That means win as many games in that division as you can. That's six of your games right there. And yeah, you take care of business in your division, it gives you a big chance. And then, yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see if the teams that were bad last year that are perennially good teams are actually bad again this year, like Baltimore or Cincinnati or Pittsburgh. The ones I think that we should win pretty easily would be Las Vegas and the Giants. I'm going to say Cleveland and then Arizona, even though we lost to them last year and they had a horrible record last year and we still lost to them. So, and I figure you at least split in your division. One, two, three. So there you go. That's 7 wins right there that I think are pretty obvious. You never know. You never know. The worst team on our schedule today, halfway through the season, could be making a story and being pretty good. So you guys let me know what you think. Joe, subscribe to Rosenfield 10 for more videos like this. And if you see a YouTube channel that actually pulls the schedule up and talks about it while it's up, yeah, then maybe put that in your subscriptions as well. Because most Saints content providers treat their channels as a podcast. I treat mine as a YouTube channel. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Don't forget, like and subscribe. And who dat?